it's great. And I think one of the distinctions to make there is when people are looking at advertising, people that are small business owners, they see marketing as, I'll put an ad in the paper and maybe I'll hire another sales rep, and that's how they build their sales and marketing. Looking at the paper or television or maybe it is Facebook, it's really, you're looking at all these different channels, and the evolution now is that you can set up your own blog and build an audience and have your own channel. Absolutely. So you can build up an email newsletter list, and that's a great...
Yeah, I mean for sure, particularly in more developed markets like Australia, everybody's on the internet, and everybody uses Google every day. So maybe not everybody's on Facebook or Friendster or even have their own blog, but everybody's connected to the internet. So if you get your ecosystem tooled up properly with SlideShare and Facebook and Friendster and MySpace, and your blog is your central, you've cracked 100% of the market. And I've just finished reading one of the best books I've ever read, which is called The 4-Hour Workweek. And it's all about how to use the internet and automation in your business to make your business work for you when you're asleep. And the extreme of that would be if you're actually selling a product rather than a service. How do you use the internet to sell that product in an automated fashion? But he also talks about how to automate your service business, which is using the internet ecosystem to generate awareness for yourself. Funnily enough, even though it's a book about the internet, he does say that there's a big role for print advertising, but in a very, very different way. He said if you've got your internet ecosystem set up, like I've described, find specialist magazines, because increasingly we're reading less and reading less magazines, but we all have a hobby.
Yeah.
So if our hobby's sailing, we'll go and buy Yachting World. If our hobby's surfing, we'll go and buy Surfing Life. In the back of those magazines is the 3, 4, 5 page classified section. If you're really fanatical about surfing, you tend to read those, right?
Yeah.
So stick a tiny little ad that says, love surfing, WA, check out my blog. Stick it in. They're $20 a month. You can't lose compared to $500 for a full page, full color ad.
Yeah.
And he said, do that in 20 different specialist magazines. Even if they're not your hobby, go to the motorcycle magazine, the Holden car magazine. Spend $200 a month on these tiny little, 1 inch by 1 inch displays. And he said, over time, people will read them. They'll be, if you've got a nice little attractive call to action tagline. He said it works. It absolutely works.
Yeah.
So buy the book. 4-Hour Workweek. Very inspiring.
Good stuff. Okay, so just to wrap it up, if you could give, we talked about SlideShare, Facebook, we talked about your presentation yesterday you've got available on SlideShare, so maybe if you want to give that a plug, and just say three simple actions people can take immediately to start the ball rolling. We talked about WordPress as well. So.
I mean, I think that they're those. Step one is to look at blogs more than .coms for your business, because a blog is a dynamic, interactive, two-way communication in a way that a .com's never been. So forget the website. Link the website from the blog, but use the blog as a central tool. Don't use Facebook necessarily as an end in itself, but as a means to the end, and the end is the blog. So get into all those sites. Set up the pages. Tag them to hell, so that if people are searching for something in any direction, any combination, they're going to find that. But use that as the link in the jump page to the blog. And embrace SlideShare. So I've been using it for 4 years now. So it's SlideShare, www.slideshare.net.
Yeah. And
then my one is / Ian Stewart MTV.
Okay.
And Stewart the proper way, STEWART.
Yeah.
Check it out, and I've had 35,000 downloads of one particular presentation, which now has me on the top page of Google and Yahoo and every other search engine, because I've had 35,000 people link into a particular presentation.
Yeah.
It's opened up doors all around the world. I've been asked to contribute into at least 10 business books now. I've got lectures all around the world if I want them. So it's a powerful tool.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight, nor does blogging, nor does Facebook. So you have to be patient. But the big message is, if it takes time, do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get into it.
I guess one final thing, exactly what you're talking about. I think the way the industry's moving and the way that social media professionals are positioning themselves. Look at yourself with SlideShare and being able to have that as a personal brand. It's not necessarily an MTV presentation. Right. It's something that you own. Right. Scott Monty in Ford is a great example of how he's built a personal brand around that. So I think with individuals, they should be embracing these technologies rather than waiting for the companies they work for to take action. For sure. In fact, I think people have more credibility than companies in this space anyway. Yeah. You could be, John Smith from Microsoft, but I think the John Smith brand name's probably got more value and more trust and credibility in a social network than Microsoft does. So, yes. And also you may be fired from your job tomorrow, so you need to really build the John Smith brand name, no matter where you're working, if in fact you're working at all. So I agree. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time. Good, mate. No worries. All good.